welcome to the Isle of Lewis, the home of Point and Sandwick Trust, an organisation that built and now operates the UK's biggest community wind farm. With an expected lifespan of 25 years, these three 100% community-owned turbines are generating millions of pounds for the sole benefit of the local and wider Western Isles communities. Point and Sandwick Trust's vision is to use the wind farm profits to support local initiatives and to promote social, educational, cultural and environmental well-being for local people. We'll hear from a variety of people who have first-hand experience of Point and Sandwick Trust's work for the island and the community, and the positive impact it is bringing people from all walks of life.
Well, this is the first phase of several phases of the Stanish Path, which will ultimately form a continuous route that will take you all the way back to Sandwick.
One of the major benefits is for people's health. The well-being factor, very, very important.
Health and well-being, new opportunities for exercise. And the section is used very regularly by a lot of people, not just from Stanish itself. Without Point and Sandwick Trust, we wouldn't be doing this at all. The help in kind that they give us through consultancy services.
I think we're very, very lucky to have Point and Sandwick Trust.
Extremely.
In the first 5 years of operation, Point and Sandwick Trust invested £2.38 million into the community. This figure is growing, and the breadth and scope of projects supported by the Trust is testament to the dedication of the organisation to enable and grow a truly sustainable economy in the Point and Sandwick area.
Point toddlers is great. It's a good way to meet other parents and for your kids to meet other kids. So babies up to school age can come along on a Friday morning in the church hall. Parents get to have a catch-up and a nice coffee, and the kids get to play. So it's a good way to make new friends. For the last few Christmases, Point and Sandwick Trust have given us money towards a Christmas party for all the kids. But it's quite difficult nowadays with the cost of everything for individuals to provide money like that. But it's great that Point and Sandwick Trust are able to provide that for us.
Point FC is far more than the 11 important players on the pitch. It is also made up of a committee of people and various helpers that keep the club going.
Football in the Point area goes back well over 100 years. It became an organised game, I think in the 1920s, when we had inter-village competitions.
Community is involved with the club at every kind of level.
And now, of course, within its duty here, it's probably the centre of the Point community. It's a great facility. We're very fortunate to have it, but there are expenses that go with it. And it was a bit of a hand-to-mouth existence. Since Point and Sandwick Trust was formed, they've been a huge help to us. They've given us revenue to meet the ongoing expenses, but they've also invested very, very heavily.
The stand behind me was partially funded by Point and Sandwick Trust, and our brand new away stand, we'll be able to seat 50 people, was fully funded by Point and Sandwick Trust.
It was such a success that it has increased the gate money considerably, creates a great atmosphere, and none of that would have been possible without Point and Sandwick Trust.
The mill here was built, I think, in the late 1880s, and it was in response to the fact that the mill in Stornoway in the castle grounds was destroyed by fire. So crofters and others had nowhere to mill their corn. The objective is to ensure that these buildings are safe and won't deteriorate anymore, and also to restore them to something like what they were in their prime. Clearly, when the Mill Trust was set up, it had no funds whatsoever. It really couldn't have done anything without the support of Point and Sandwick Trust. And we also have the services of their consulting development engineer, who is involved in the project on a daily basis.
Urastorasuru was set up in 2012 after the Knock School closed down, and a group was set up to redevelop it into a community hub. We wanted to provide the community with a facility that everybody would feel part of. I think it's worth reflecting on what an achievement it is To go from what we had here to what we have now, that doesn't happen without a lot of effort. It is testament to the commitment of a dedicated band of volunteers who put in a lot of blood, sweat and tears to get us where we are now.
The Energy Support Unit was set up by Point and Sandwick Trust, and it's geared towards helping people with their energy bills, specifically in response to the cost of living crisis. We've known for some time that fuel poverty in the islands is probably the worst in Scotland. Around 80% of the households we come across, perhaps going up towards 90% of the households, are fuel poor. Fuel poverty often goes hand in hand with serious mental health issues because as people struggle to heat their homes, struggle to pay their bills, and when you go in and actually can give them some immediate support financially and take some of that burden away from them, it transforms their lives. They want to thank the Point and Sandwick Trust. Just about in every case we've had really positive feedback from people in that respect. From our experience in people's households, people are always asking, what are they doing next? If people want to find out about that, they can join up and become a member, and we're always encouraging people to do that.
We wanted to have a wind farm that would benefit the whole community, and the way to do that was to have it fully community owned. All the profits from the wind farm go back into the community, none go to any individual shareholders. It's the entire community that benefits. But we also try to benefit the wider Western Isles community as well. We make a fair amount of revenue, so we spend that on things like the local hospice, on woodland planting throughout the islands. We planted 150,000 trees so far, and there's a range of other things we do right across the island so that everybody benefits.